Sleepy Development Corporation meeting for Monday, March 23rd. Call the meeting to order, and I guess we can start with the meeting minutes. With approval on the minutes for March 9th.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes from Monday, March 9th.
Seconded.
All in favor? I guess we'll just do me.
Aye. Right.
Easy enough. We can go to the expenditures, which it's pretty light again this one. It's really just Dan and Harris Beach and very minimal environmental and bookkeeping.
Oh, those were the hands. Right.
How many of the pet waste cans did we get again?
3.
Okay.
Did you see my note today, just interspersing them rather than having them right
Yeah.
next to clustering?
You know, I had some thoughts on that. I also thought that we should play around where the trash cans too. Maybe I can pull it up in a second. I can talk about it.
Yeah, no, I know it's not pursuant to the expenditures, but just wanted to flag it.
We have the recommendations. But in terms of the expenses, I don't see anything here that is usual, although Rue, is that for is that for work that was previously done? They do something new.
So the Rue invoice was actually for some additional consulting, really related to the 193 Beekman property. There was some coordination with DEC as the now developer of that property was looking at just what the lift environmentally is going to be, knowing that the east parcel has its own site management plan, 193 Beekman does not. That being said, the viaduct parcel is technically part of the east parcel, so there's it was really just a 1 or 2 meetings with the developer and the DEC to make sure everyone was all on the same page as that development project moves forward.
Yeah. The fire truck leaving for a second.
At this point, since we have assigned a contract with them, at what point do they take on sort of all the responsibilities for future due diligence costs? I think on some level it's like, well, they're the buyer, like they have to, take responsibility for whatever additional cost there is.
Yeah, I guess this was, did we pull them in for a meeting, or did how did this meeting, was this something that that Alex had requested, or how did we?
So there was a request by the developer. The developer, as they are, making their submissions to, this took place before they had submitted anything, formally to the planning board.
Okay.
So this was really just part of that, upfront, LDC looking to work with the developer and make sure we're not, being duplicative on anything, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I don't have any questions about these expenses.
Motion to approve the expenditures.
Yeah, motion to approve the expenses
For March 23rd.
for March 23rd.
Yeah.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a resolution for readopting certain policies and standards and procedures, electing the board officers, appointing committee positions, appointing corporation staff, and approving related matters. So that's one, and then the other. is just the extension for,
Yeah,
going out until we have something else in place. Do we have, did you guys have questions, on the,
Well, let's just, the first one here is basically just a renewal of a resolution that exists pretty much every year, right?
yeah,
Just with the names changed, obviously, to be up to date this year. Has all 5 of the directors here. It has our positions. And then it has our, I guess what I'll call our corporate leadership structure, which is Anthony continuing as is he executive director or CEO? Nothing.
and then,
Yeah.
I think
He
it's
is CEO, so we should just,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, correct that.
can we still approve it without, with the,
Well, was that still? We
okay,
Yeah, so,
And then Pasquale is our CFO, good.
I mean, there's theoretically, somebody might get added to this if there's the assistant, but I don't know how that exactly works, so I guess we'll figure that out.
Okay, and is Pascal, I guess she's preparing some of our financials, right, maybe all. But so that's for her to be the CFO, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Joan.
Probably should meet with them at some point.
yeah, I agree.
We have to, yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think that's it. Like, that's the first resolution is just all the positions, just the quick change. Seems to be. Item needs attention.
And,
Yeah, we did them one at a time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Motion to approve the resolution
as noted,
is
With edit, with noted edit.
with the noted edit. Yeah. Do we? I'm sorry, Joan. One more question. Do we number our resolutions, or they're just dated?
Very much. So the first is the meeting date, second is the resolution.
Oh, so
In the minute. Yeah.
so then it's actually 03/04/2026. That's our resolution number.
Right.
Okay. So motion to approve that resolution number 03/04/2026 with the amended note for Anthony's position C.
Seconded.
Hi.
Yeah, so basically, I think it's just saying, right, is that, so when it says under section 4, committee of the whole, basically everybody's on the governance committee, right? That's
Yeah.
what that means, yeah. We
and
are all also on the governance, which makes sense.
Don't get to grade our own homework.
so the next one here is, continuation of,
Are these, wait, I'm sorry, are these exhibits here? Are these blank because they're still TBD, they're still being drafted? Or are we just missing some of the budgets here that should be in there?
well, this is just, I guess it seemed like it was just the structure and not so much anything
Yeah. But
beyond that.
should be the budget. I didn't have that.
No, we haven't approved the budget.
But it's, yeah, this is policy and
Oh, so
not so much the actual, budget. But,
well, I mean, so that's my question. Is this supposed to be approval of budget with this resolution?
Dan, do you know?
I haven't seen the resolution. I would assume that as part of the annual resolution, the adoption of the forward-looking budget would be included.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have that specifically on this
Yeah,
resolution.
we should make sure that all those items are attached here. It's, we can't.
We didn't have it to attack.
Okay.
It is supposed to be attacked, but I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's,
budget.
yeah, can we?
Oh, yeah, section 6, right?
But it should be the budget for 26, 27.
Oh. I'll be sure. Yeah. Just want to make sure this is working. Yeah.
So let's just make sure we discuss the budget
Well, can we, I mean, I
Well,
realize.
you're supposed to approve the budget. You can vote.
I realize we've already in motion to approve this resolution, but can we rescind that subject to?
I mean, yeah, it's not really,
Okay, so we table that for now.
Not that any of this is gonna change, but I kind of feel like we could make sure that we have all this attachments.
Well, we should discuss the budget, because while Dan presented it, we didn't all approve it, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter of formality, we should all
Yep.
stand
that's really
behind
the
the
most
budget.
important one. The other ones haven't really changed. So. But. Now we're doing better than. So.
Sending and putting it on.
No, I would say the resolution is passed, but since the budget wasn't finalized, we are gonna review it as a.
Yeah.
And make sure we actually are in agreement, but yeah. Next,
so we'll go to the next one, which is the resolution for the corporation authorizing an extension of the consulting agreement with Paragon on Hudson LLC, which is Dan for an hourly rate as needed, and while he all of his knowledge to help any and all tasks for the few months here.
yes.
I don't know if there's anything specific,
Dan?
Dan, that you want to add, but it seems.
So my suggestion would be, since I haven't had a chance to look at this resolution either, can we table it until the next meeting?
Yeah, you know, and also, Dan, the other thing is like, I feel like we should have an attachment. Contract is, you know, and sort of like all the fees and if there's any, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the idea is that it's just hourly, but that, you know, I guess if you want to know specifically
Scope.
what
Yeah,
this
like-
scope is, and
I mean, I understood it to be the.
Yeah, I
same
think,
as-
I think.
Out.
Something is with this already.
You already have it. You
Yeah.
don't, it isn't attached, but it is on that, it's had last year, last time, the resolution, last time it was renewed.
yeah, essentially it's tasks that he's been doing. Was it? It's been the last.
Yeah, it was. We discussed it last time. But yeah, why don't we table it, since Dan hasn't had an opportunity to review it?
Yeah.
And then let's just all make sure that we're comfortable with the actual, what he proposed last time, and then.
Next meeting, that's fine.
Let's go to the Dan's report.
Yeah.
All right, this should be a pretty quick one tonight.
I think
Just
Dan
take-
is 5.
Say again?
When he used to come here, I know. Missing a baseball hat.
I clean up nice. So just a quick update on the East Parcel. Our CCTV vendor has started the process of getting a bunch of the camera equipment and transmitters and all the different pieces to get the full CCTV system up and running off of the new light poles. They have requested use of the village bucket truck for a few hours over the span of a couple days, just to reach the very tops of the poles, or I think like about 23 feet in the air, which is higher than he can reach with the equipment that he has. I did talk with Kevin Smith about that, and the village will figure out a way to accommodate, to try and get that done over the next week or two. 6468 Beekman. The expressions of interest should be coming in on Wednesday of this week. Hopefully, I know I've have heard from a couple just in following up, with developers that have maintained their interest, and hopefully we'll get at least a couple of good proposals this initial round. TGA Design Consultants was also out at the property last week, performing the topo survey that they need for the plan work that they'll be doing. I did share their estimated schedule, and they expect to complete the balance of the design work between now and about mid-April is when they expect to have pretty much everything preliminarily complete for approval. Our CFA grant number 1, which is the 1.58 million, that reimbursement is just pending the execution of the grant disbursement agreement. Harris Beach reviewed, they had no issue with the draft language that was provided by the state. So we're just waiting for the state to return a final copy that both parties can execute. The anticipated reimbursement is still trending towards a mid to late summer, July, August of this year for that 1.58 million.
Great.
Additionally, for the LWRP grant, our grant administrator processed a second reimbursement that would be for about 110,000. That would be projected to come in based on the previous timeline, somewhere around late May, early June. Paris reporting, we can discuss the LDC or the proposed budget to be adopted, and as we can maybe come to an understanding of what the number should be. We'd like to get that uploaded into Paris by the end of this month. It's technically due April 1st, and then we can, as long as there's a general consensus on the budget, can get a resolution processed at the next meeting in April. AKRF also, I believe, prepared a draft improvement list to the LDC for review. I don't know if that was, Benji, if that was something that you had also on the agenda to discuss, or if it's if the intent was to have them actually come in and present at one of the future meetings.
I think it was just to have them come and present.
Okay.
Next, I guess it's the next meeting.
Okay. I was also out at the site with Colmar Fence, who's our fencing vendor. They're looking to, mobilize out to the east parcel around the 1st or between the 1st and 2nd week of April to install those last couple stretches of fencing, between the current fencing that's there and around the village's green waste pile and our dirt stockpile. Kevin Smith is also aware of that work, and I'll make sure that Colmar and Kevin Smith are coordinating when that work physically gets done, just to make sure the gates get placed in the right spot, and they're not obstructing any of the DPW's access to any of those areas.
Right.
Trash and recycling. We do. I did share the quote for the 3 trash and 3 recycling bins, came to just over $12,000. There is a 5 to 7 week lead time for delivery. So unless there's a desire to increase that number of receptacles order, I'll have Anthony sign the purchase order, so we can make sure that those trash racks are delivered in time for when we anticipate the road to be opened.
Okay, cool.
While the East Parcel tree planting and wildflower seeding, we did receive the actual wildflower seeds and some other materials. I actually was able to get out there and stake out the area so that whatever volunteer workforce with Sustainable Sleepy Hollow or the DPW or any other contract vendors, it's clearly marked out. They can do what work they need to do, and then it'll be ideally demarked properly so that we can try and minimize any potential foot traffic through those areas while the seed is establishing. On that note, there was a proposal from Rosewater Garden Design for some preparatory work, prior to the seeding being placed, to remove invasive weed species, prepare the soil, as well as any labor, tools, equipment and supplies. It was anywhere between $9,000 to $11,000. That was coordinated through Suzanne of the Sustainable Sleepy Hollow. So that's something else, for the board to consider. Based on the size, it seems like it's going to be a little bit tough to coordinate that much, volunteer manpower. And in the interest of time, trying to get this done, within the next couple of weeks, which is ideal for getting that seed
Right.
placed. Something again to someone can reach out to Suzanne and figure out how to coordinate or talk directly to I think it was Ryan from Rosewater Garden to get a formal proposal.
We
Yeah.
used Rosewater before. Suzanne's familiar and
I know.
comfortable.
I mean,
I'm Ryan.
he's actually a friend of mine.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I just
But-
know something.
He does some work. He was offering to do work, but also doing like some sort of like maintenance. Was there like non maintenance
I
thing?
think the suggestion was that because this area that's going to be seeded is directly adjacent to the open graded swale, and that swale now has been establishing for the past 2 seasons, and there's a number of invasive weed species that in his opinion, if left unchecked, is going to slowly take over, whatever is seeded with wildflower and not converted to programmed space. So that was kind of the a recommended necessary first step before planting anything, was getting in there to remove some of the invasive species, to help ensure that it's the wildflower that establishes and takes over and doesn't get crowded out by invasive weeds.
So that 9 to 11,000 just for the site prep, removing the current invasive. That's not part of any maintenance plan, correct?
That was.
Yeah, it was not part of it would be a one-time just for this specific area.
Again, what's the amount?
In total, it was between $9,000 and $11,000. There's an item I could forward the email that has it broken out and itemized.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. Thank you.
And that's pretty much everything I have in my consultant report, unless you wanted to talk specifically about any items within the proposed budget.
Do we need to approve this, if we do this wildflower, I guess it needs to get approved somewhat soon, and
For the season.
it's the season, and just to get, I'm sure he's busy to some extent.
Well, yeah, I think. Now, $11,000 for a bill amount, especially for what amounts to weeding. And the other thing is like, we don't even know what this finished base is going to be for yet. I mean, ideally one day it'll be a soccer field or whatever. In which case you'll have to like reach. So
So I think that they're only planning on doing the wildflower on a specific portion, not including the field. So they're trying to establish.
maybe I need to see it.
Yeah. Did that,
Sure.
I don't know if the proposal that's. I think I was on the email with Sustainable.
Yeah, if you have some time, this week during daylight hours, and you drive down into the east parcel, you can see right from Continental as you approach the site, where the area has been staked out.
Okay, Dan,
You
thank you.
staked it out. Okay.
Oh, so it's down here.
Yeah.
This is,
It is, in a sense.
Yeah.
In basis, you have to basically rip it out. Yes.
oh,
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
use pesticides. So it's not even worth seeding it unless we're going to do invasives. So.
Yes. I think this all sounds reasonable as far as it needs to be done, but 9 to 11,000, is that just man hours affected or materials? And it sounds like a lot of man hours. And this also be totally.
Really,
fine.
this
Just
is talking about
this version.
this narrow strip down there.
These,
Oh, all three green spots. Okay.
yeah.
4. Okay, so now I understand kind of why. the
This is
board-
that.
It's actually pretty big.
This includes. Do you have the item? Is this the same? Because there were some.
Okay, so it's more than just, they were talking about actually laying down.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think they might even give them distributing. the wild
So-
flowers. Pretty big ones.
Okay.
So I think-
So, yeah, wildflower mix, native.
This topsoil.
So, yeah, it's just labor. Half of that.
Yeah.
No, I was confused. Again, I'm also thinking weeding for $11,000, but yeah, materials and like, yeah, this
It's
is.
planting too.
Yeah.
Spreading wood chips. Yeah.
I mean, you want it to look nice when it's first opening too. Yeah.
We need most to get a map of absorbs.
Formal quote for them
Yeah, I can just ask for a formula.
as well.
Do we want to approve it? When's our next meeting? I think it's too late. When does he need to start on this, Dan?
So,
I don't remember if there was an exact date, but I know in my previous discussions with Suzanne, getting the work fully accomplished by early, maybe mid-April at the latest was kind of the time frame.
I mean,
So you look at it. Through this scope for up to $11,000, and then once you get a formal approval, we can revise that and approve further if need be.
yeah, so you want to have get a formal approval or, we will approve the, budget for the, seeding and, weeding of the east parcel, zones that are shown in this, not to exceed 12,000.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
get a formal.
yeah, and I think as part of that quote, we should have like what kind of plants he's gonna use for that area, how many plants. It should be a full, so I understand it's.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
Seems like this is really just, seeds and grasses.
And included in his quote is like the first line item, if that's what you're looking at. He shows wildflower seed mix for 200. We've already purchased that wildflower seed mix, so that you can effectively strike that line out.
One thing I will say is that I think we asked him, and there's not going to be a way.
No,
Yeah.
So I think that would be.
it's gonna have to be drought resistant.
Yeah, exactly.
species,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, native. I think that was the question, like, how do we,
So maybe we approve this pending confirmation of like drought resistance.
We're gonna sign off. It's me. You don't have to. Just
Okay.
tell me you're good with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm.
Okay, so today we're gonna approve up to 12,000.
Yeah.
Motion to approve up to 12,000, seeding those 4 or 5 particular areas of these parcels.
Second.
favor?
Aye.
So. I sent a note to AKRF about, if they could present in the next meeting. We'll find out 64, 68. I guess we'll find out later this week
Yep,
who's been,
expressing interest.
Yeah, who expressed interest is the next, I guess we'll figure out what the next step is there once people express their interest. And,
Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. This was the,
I had a developer come and meet with me,
Oh,
Ryan, they think are interested in.
Yeah.
I think affordable, different developer than the one.
okay.
we're gonna
Yeah.
The very desirable location.
Okay. Do we need to approve the trash cans or did we already do that?
Oh, yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. I think
Yeah.
we already approved the dispense, but I want to
Mhm.
talk about the locations.
Okay.
So yeah, Dan sent out a map, I think this was in an email,
Yeah.
March 18th, 2026. I have circled that. So he had circled kind of 3 different areas where we could put them. And I think for the most part, I agree with the 2 that are within the parcel. This one, I'm not sure, like I almost feel like it should be maybe here, so you have kind of a triangulation. You know, one at each sort of entrance. There's already one there, okay,
It's a dog,
okay.
it's just dog.
Okay, but so these, I don't think these are dog waste bins. I think these are just trash cans. I don't know.
There's not, I think that the yellow ones are the closest trash things.
So there's one down here at this intersection, and there's one up here at this intersection. Yeah, this might be a little bit close. Here, thank you. This for, I'm sorry, guys. It's not gonna be good for me to show this. But so I agree with these 2 locations. It was this one where it's like, it's kind of in the middle of the walkway. I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of foot traffic there because it's like right along the road.
Yeah.
So I think either you put it here, although there's already 2 other locations here, or you put it here. So you kind of have one at this entrance, one at this entrance, and then one at the crossroads.
I'll visualize the one that's.
Yeah, this one down here, it's gonna be like where before.
We moved it already on Beekman.
Oh.
Yeah, Beekman.
I don't remember, but that's basically
That's
right in
Bridgeview,
front of
right?
Bridgeview. Yeah, there must be one right.
Yeah, that's where the crosswalk is.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's one at that, you're right, yeah, there's one at Bridgeview, then that's right there, I think, looking at it.
over there, where
Yes.
basically where Continental Street meets, do we want it here?
That's awkward because,
Well,
well,
it's too close to the other one?
yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you,
I
but
agree.
but I still think you're gonna get the majority of foot traffic going.
this is the one that's used the most,
Yeah.
totally, yeah.
So I think having it at
maybe
Beekman-
we should put it up to here.
Yeah.
This is gonna be way more foot
So
traffic,
we-
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah, and those are fine.
This is a round too, it's like this is a cross. It's pretty cross.
Remember, eventually, we're gonna have tennis courts here,
so Dan, the consensus is we move it up onto Beekman. So I would say like where the fences are is a good
Yeah,
place.
basically, yeah.
Not on the side where 93.
Perfect.
Yeah, that it's the locations. I mean, I think it would be best if Anthony coordinates with Kevin Smith because those trash cans are going to get delivered directly to the DPW. The facility on River Street, and it'll be up to Kevin Smith and the DPW workforce to physically install them.
Okay.
If they're going to be bolted to the ground, I think like maybe some of the ones that you have up and down Beekman, because you have very wide sidewalks, they might need to pour a small concrete pad, to bolt the trash can down, unless it's just kind of getting placed just off the edge of the sidewalk. But I think once they are physically delivered and the DPW is in receipt, someone should, probably physically go down there with Kevin and just point out, 1, 2, and 3. And the general idea in the future is that once the park portion of the project, those courts, skate park, promenade, the general idea was to buy another 3 or 4 sets of trash cans that would be distributed throughout, so you have some that are along the sidewalk and the roadway, and then some that are, between the tennis court and the skate park, and, on the other side of the road along the promenade. So those would be a future purchase, and, placed in locations that make sense relative to the other ones.
Yep. And then you saw the note about interspersing the actual pet waste ones away from the actual physical trash cans, because intrinsically those are pet waste stations anyway.
Right.
Until something's there. Absolutely. So yeah, definitely down there.
I rode bikes with my son to DeVries and the app, he was open, so we.
I put my kids.
The DeVries that is really on the other side in the actual park.
Getting into the.
It's the gravels. Yeah, but super big.
So, Benji, when you speak to Ryan about the quote, maybe send him that map that you showed me that has all those different areas, because this email that I'm looking at here only references the 400-foot strip next to the swing. So I don't know if he's aware that we're trying to do multiple locations.
I thought that he went with that.
It could be, yeah. This email only says 400-foot wildfire strip.
Let's see there.
Budget.
Yeah.
There we go. We don't have, Dan, do you have the budget, was it just from whatever it was from the last meeting?
Yeah, I think I had shared, I don't know if it would have been significantly different from, at our last meeting, but I think around March 12th, I think I shared what should be. I can quickly try and email it to everyone.
Wait to pass them.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Like we could even do it in April.
No, let's do April 1st.
Do April 1st, okay.
you wanna go with him? Is that,
I guess so.
there's, there's really anything else.
Oh,
Kind of
painted
thought-
pathway.
No, that's kind of.
So as we are considering when we're gonna open the link from the new East Parsons debris, we have that paved area, and we're gonna be putting a path in, and rather than putting down like gravel or something to guide people, make a painted pathway and make it kind of like an art community project, similar to wishing well.
Just like right on the asphalt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, so it'd be a neat opportunity to do something a little bit
Yeah.
artsy and making.
Is there a cost to that?
There is a cost. Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on if we want it. If we want it. The wishing professionally managed and organized. And so we could have the same person who did that, ask for like.
I think that's a
setting
great
it
idea.
up.
Yeah, I think it would be. That much. Give it.
Yeah.
She can get this.
Yeah, she should just, yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I don't. She did the mission, we can ask her how much the mission was.
It's distance, what's the distance? I mean, the wishing well has to be more significant of a, I mean,
Square
size
footage,
wise, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
15, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's an MBD.
We got paint donated, but people bring in paint.
Okay.
Residents that's paint.
So was it just like paint? Yeah, was it like?
That's
well,
It's not that.
Oh. But just, it's just regular interior paint, like. Oh. I don't really create your. Or, yeah.
That's me.
The nice, yeah. Well, this is.
Some giant, it's from Toll Brothers, my HVAC closet. So not a good place to be storing paint anyway.
Okay, so we.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea, Lauren.
Also is neat. No, we should do a session to discuss contract negotiations. It's sensitive with them. There's that.
All in favor?
We're saying goodbye to Dan. Correct?
Oh, yeah. Bye,
See you,
Dan.
Dan. See you, Dan.
Good luck.
Very good, very good.
Good night, everyone.
Busy?
Good night.